Alright guys, what is up? So first time doing this on the whiteboard, so we'll see how it goes. Could be interesting, could be fun. Make sure you subscribe, like, all that sort of jazz, just so I can bring you out more, and comment below if you want to see anything different or if you've got any tips on how to do this a little bit better, okay? So this one's basically going through kind of how I think of programming, how I think of what we're going to do for the next phase of training, and how we're going to build out this phase of training, alright? So we're going to start off with the iceberg model. Some of you have probably seen this on my Instagram. The whole premise behind the iceberg model is that you can only really see the 10%, the top 10% of the iceberg, okay? So there's 90% below water. This is what we can't see. For combat sports athletes, for most athletes, this is the hard work that they're putting in the gym. Obviously, we only see them for, for one match, one fight, one competition, or we see their highlights reel and all that sort of stuff in training on Instagram. They put in a lot more work than that. Obviously, most of the time, each fight that every combat sports athlete goes for, they've got months and months, if not years of training before that. So yes, we need to make sure we're programming in that and it's all nice and controlled. So basically speaking, so I kind of refer everything back from the iceberg model, and then we can transfer it back to the force velocity curve, which we got on the left here. So the bottom of the iceberg, okay, as we can see here, so that's going to be generally the biggest part of the iceberg. This is going to be sort of, depending on what you're looking for, it's going to be 8 to 12 weeks, okay? So yeah, this is 8 to 12 weeks. We're looking to build capacities, possibly getting into some block training, block periodization, triphasic training, something like that. We're not looking for a fight here. We're not looking for a competition, so this could even be pre-season. But the end goal is obviously to fight. So here, if we're transferring that into the force velocity curve, then you're looking to build that kind of max strength sort of area there, okay? So slower speeds, higher reps, or sorry, slower speeds, still low reps, high sets, but we're looking to get that CNS breakdown. We're possibly looking to get some muscular breakdown. So you could even be working on eccentrics. They might be sore from these workouts, but it's not going to matter too much because it's not going to transfer too much to their skills training, because they can take it a little bit easier there. All right. As we move up the iceberg, we get to the next phase of training as well. So that's going to be here. That's going to be just below the water. This is, generally speaking, this is going to be sort of 6 to 12 weeks. 12 weeks is very generous. Usually speaking, you're going to be sort of 6 weeks around that mark. But we never know at this phase. So this phase, we could already have a fight booked as we move up into this phase, but we might not have a fight booked, all right? If we haven't got a fight booked, we could have one any stage. So we could have a last-minute competition within 1 or 2 weeks' notice, or we could get a full fight camp, all right? So if we get a full fight camp, we are going to have sort of 6 to 8 weeks maybe in this sort of phase. If we haven't got a fight booked yet, we could get a full nice 12 weeks, all right? Here we're going to start to work a little bit faster, so we might start to work sort of strength, speed, maybe delving into that power sort of capacity there, but it's generally speaking, it's going to be kind of contrast training. So we use a condensed conjugate method, which makes us work dynamic efforts and more power development, more higher speeds, higher velocity, mixed in with the max strength as well, because obviously if we're here for 6 to 12 weeks and we don't work any max strength in that time, there's going to be issues and there's going to be residual drop-offs, which means, if we're here for 6 weeks, you've got, say, a 4-week residual drop-off for any strength development. So we're already losing some there, and then we've got the competition, which is going to be another week, and then we've got the peaking phase, all that sort of stuff, and then maybe a week off after the competition. So got to kind of see how we go. All right. After that phase, we move into the kind of peaking phase. All right. So this is going to be the top of the iceberg. And this is where we're delving into that more speed strength to more power development, all right? So this is high velocity training. This is minimal CNS breakdown, no muscle soreness whatsoever, and we're sticking to that kind of anaerobic alactic energy system. So this is with strength and with your conditioning, okay? So this is going to be around the 4-week mark, absolute max 4 weeks. Sometimes we might have 1 or 2 weeks in this phase, but absolute max we're going to be 4 weeks in this mark, hopefully a little bit less. Obviously we have got to worry about a calorie deficit here, so we're probably going to be in a calorie deficit for any weight competitions. If they need to cut weight, they're going to be dropping their calories here, all right? Make sure it's high velocity. You can work some agility drills here, It's going to be a bit of plyometrics, but again, nothing that's going to break down their CNS too much, and not too much heavy lifting, because obviously they're increasing their intensity and their volume of their skills training, so they need to be sweet for that. All right, guys. So over the next couple of weeks, I am gonna delve a little bit deeper into each of these stages. So stay tuned. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. And yeah, any questions? Let me know in the comments below.